With views like this, does it really cost any less to be nomadic?
Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into how much we spent in the month of February living in our school bus, and you're going to let us know how that compares to your expenses living in a house or an apartment. Let's talk money. Regardless if living in a bus is cheaper than living in an apartment, you don't get views like this in your backyard all the time and literal dolphins swimming. They're so close and cute. Florida has been really good to us, in particular this spot that we're at right now. Nice waterfront spot, you can stay a while, nobody's bothering us, and that is amazing. Let's go get the teacup. If you're new here, we live in a school bus, we've got 4 pets, and we've been on the road for over 2 years now. Water secured. Before we dive into the specifics of what we spent in February, there are a few things I think are important to note. Living this way, we are completely off-grid and self-sustainable. We find most of our water for free. We don't pay electricity because we have solar, so there are no utility costs involved.
But let's get it straight. That does not mean you can always budget correctly enough to actually save some money.
And another point I want to hit on is the upfront cost of getting into a rig like this. The build cost, the upfront costs, you know, they take time to pay themselves off, and I think at this point I'm more than happy with where we're at, but that is something to consider if you're thinking about, oh, this is just cheaper. There are a lot of other costs that are hidden that people might not be talking about when getting involved in something like this.
I will say though that given your very first trip out in your rig, in your newly finished rig, whether it's finished or not, it will make it all worth it.
Yes, I completely agree.
While we heat up some tea, let's get right into it.
First thing that we want to talk about is bills. We spent $562 on bills in February, which feels crazy because, as we said, we're in a school bus, we don't have utilities. But bills follow you anywhere. This is your phone, your internet, if you've got insurance on your pets, insurance on rigs, and all those sorts of things. Pet insurance is something that we're new to, but after dealing with a lot of vet visits for one of our cats, we put all 4 of our pets on Lemonade insurance. It's pretty pricey. I mean, we've got 4 animals, so it is a big chunk of our monthly bills, but it is so worth it to us. And if you're looking into a pet insurance, check out our Lemonade link for a small discount.
Although we're at a really awesome free spot right on the water right now, in the month of February, we spent $232 on campground.
That's because we wanted to treat ourselves. We're in Florida and we stayed a few nights down in the Keys at the state parks, and it was so worth it.
Yep, we stayed at Curry Hammock State Park and John Pennicamp.
We spent $582 in gas/diesel in February.
Gas/diesel.
For the first time in the past 2 years, we've always kept our car at Jalen's grandpa's house, but since we just are driving from North Carolina to Florida, we decided to tag it along with us, so I've been driving it separately since it's not flat towable, meaning we spend double in gas, but definitely worth it.
For the car, we would actually use our e-bikes a lot more to get around as our secondary or primary way of getting into town, going to see a farmer's market, anything like that. And I actually put 1,000 miles on my e-bike last year. But having the car is definitely a game changer. Instead of thinking about a few miles that you can go, now you can go anywhere.
It's limitless.
And really the reason we brought the car with us this time is because now we have a dog. We didn't have a dog before, and he's huge. You cannot put him on an e-bike. There's absolutely no way.
He's not coming with us.
And so having the car allows us to take him to dog parks, go to do checkups at the vet, or really anything you can think of. Now we have the option to leave the bus behind and go out exploring.
We could make a whole nother video just on that topic of the pros and cons of driving with a car versus not after our 2 years experience.
So leave a comment down below.
Let's get back to our budget.
Let's head on inside, grab the groceries that we need to make an awesome omelet. Thinking about groceries, our grocery cost this month was $6.99, $700 for 2 people to eat. I think that sounds like a lot. I think we could probably do better in this category. But it's hard because we love to eat the things we like. We always try to get organic or even meatless products. The meatless products usually cost a little bit more as well. So just thinking about those costs, They could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
They probably won't be.
We spent $648 on our pets in February. That includes our 3 cats and a dog, all their food, all the litter, treats, etc., and 1 vet visit for our puppy. If you can't already tell, our expenses living on the road are really variable. At the end of the day, they're really up to what you want to spend, how much you want to budget, and I'm prefacing that before we go into our next category, which is food out. We spent an enormous amount of money on food out this month. We spent almost $900.
Holy crap.
Yeah, in addition to our groceries. So that is where it's ridiculous. You should spend, and I'm just talking to us, we should spend in the grocery category or in the food out category, but not so much in both.
I will say, and there's always an excuse, right? Like why you did something, but we spent a lot of time in Miami, of all places, in February. We were with friends and family, and so we definitely did splurge eating out.
And we wanted to treat them, so we took folks out to dinner on us, and that definitely goes into that budget as well.
That kind of goes into gifts, right? But not really, because it's food.
Yes.
Which is the next one, gifts. We spent $134 on gifts. It was her dad's birthday, Valentine's Day, and we ran a 5K, which we considered part of that gifts thing for one of our friends.
We spent $227 on home projects because living in a bus, you are always fixing something or wanting to redo it. At least we are. We are never satisfied with our build. We're always building onto that build.
So you should definitely stay tuned for March's budget video because we did some intense projects this month.
I don't want to think about it yet. Yeah, we added a skylight in our kitchen and we did a refresh of a lot of interior paint. And we've got a lot more projects coming, so that just seems to be a monthly expense that we incur. You obviously don't need this expense, it's up to you, as most of the expenses are living on the road, very variable depending on how much you want to put into it. That brings us to a total of $4,281 for the month of February. Definitely not within our budget. Let us know, is that cheaper than what you spend living in your house or apartment? I think we'd like to be at the $3,500 range. Thanks for being here and letting us get vulnerable with our expenses with you. It's always uncomfortable to take a look at how much we've really spent. We're gonna do a better job budgeting the rest of the year. I think that is a big goal for 2025 for us, is to work on saving more.
But after March.
After March, we say that every month.
Actually, I think we've done really well because we found this awesome boondocking spot here in St. Pete.
We're not doing good.
We haven't moved at all. So no gas. I mean, we've been using gas in the car, but not gas in the bus.
No. Don't forget to give a like, comment, and subscribe. Put on that notification. We post twice a week, and we love to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you have any questions about the month expense, anything else about bus life in general, traveling with pets, and we'll see you next time.